Now, if you've watched the channel for a while, you know I try and find new, creative ways of playing WoW, because I'm not just happy sat at the computer, I want to be in Azeroth no matter where I am. You'd have seen me do videos about remote play and getting boosted by using your phone. You'd have seen how I plan on leveling in the pre-patch, leveling 2 characters at once with a multi-PC setup without the use of multi-boxing software. And now we're looking at something else. And I think there's a big giveaway what we're looking at because it's next to me. The Steam Deck. I've only had the Steam Deck for a day and I'm already in love. It is absolutely immense and it is so good for playing WoW on, far better than I imagined. Currently, I'm only using 3 add-ons. I'm using Rested XP, obviously, go and buy it, link in the description below. Console Port and Immersion. Now, Console Port basically maps the controller as if you was using an Xbox pad or a PlayStation 4 or 5 controller, something like that. The thing is, when running it through Steam, you can customize absolutely every button that you've got outside of the game as well as inside of the game using Console Port, so you can get some really fluid gameplay. Now, if you've tried playing before with Console Port and an Xbox controller, for example, that works just fine, but the Steam Deck is so much better. And the reason it's so much better is just because of the 4 buttons that are on the back. We'll have a little look at what my bindings are and stuff like that and how them 4 buttons actually have a big impact when we have actually a proper look at the Steam Deck. But being able to sit absolutely anywhere, sitting on the sofa or just chilling in your chair with your legs up, or even connecting the Steam Deck up to a big telly and still being able to use the Steam Deck itself as the controller. Or if you prefer holding an Xbox pad or you're playing something that's not World of Warcraft, you can literally just have it sat on a dock using an Xbox controller to play with. The flexibility is absolutely amazing. You can get Discord on it, you can get OBS on it to record gameplay, you can even stream from it, plugging in microphones and cameras. By the way, this isn't a sponsored video or anything, as in they didn't even send me it. I bought this out of my own money. For those of you who watch me on stream, you know I've been waiting for this for ages, for this exact video, to see how WoW plays on it, and it's phenomenal, honestly. So there's not even an affiliate link in the description or anything like that, because quite honestly, I can't be bothered. I'm not that bothered whether you buy it or not. I just want to show you how I'm going to be using it and how immense it's going to be for farming. If you have this set up right, looting, accepting quests, accepting rewards from quests, and all of that sort of thing is just so easy. And the 2 add-ons do make a big difference. If you think you're just going to be able to buy a Steam Deck and install WoW on it and you're good to go, you're probably wrong. You could make it work quite easily, but Console Port and Immersion, those 2 add-ons in particular, are absolutely amazing for this sort of purpose. The thing that I'm really excited to try, and which I plan on trying this week, will be healing. Because believe it or not, if you have it set up properly and you're using it in handheld mode, healing on it should be quite comfortable because it's got a touch screen. If you use your thumb to select the person that you want to be healed, and then you press the button, it should be quite comfortable. So I'm actually looking forward to trying to heal some dungeons on it. I'll report back and let you know how it goes. I mean, it is quite a chunky boy, to be fair. Like, the screen size on it is pretty immense, and the graphics look fantastic, actually. And you can see down the bottom how the bars look, where you've got up, down, left button, right button, and then A, B, X, Y. But then they change. So if you hold the right trigger, it will then give you another set of 8. If you hold the left trigger, it will give you another set of 8. If you hold left and right together, it will give you another set of 8, but you can also have a radial menu. So the radial menu is where I've got like my Hearthstone, for example. I'll have food, drink, flasks, all that sort of thing in the radial menu. So there's actually no reason to ever need to click on anything. Now, the thing that I said that sets this apart from things like using an Xbox control are these back buttons. So you've got 4 extra buttons on the back. So you've not only got the 2, that you use at the top, but your fingers naturally just sit on these 2 buttons at the back. I use this one here as tab, so to tab between the mobs. So it feels very natural just using my middle finger there to tab between the mobs. I have this one as auto run. So if I just want to have a little break and I just want to go, we'll just, leave that running forward, and then I can just walk off and you can see it just running along. I mean, I could show you a little bit clearer than that, run into a tree, about to get attacked. And then we've got the other 2. So I have one as camera pan out and camera pan in, and that's just purely just for convenience. But I do actually plan on changing both of these. Once I've got it to the exact sort of camera distance that I want it set to, I'll get rid of both of those, and I'll have one for my talents when I get them, and one for opening bags, for example. Because at the moment, when you go into the menu by pressing start, all of the important things you need are actually up the top here. So character sheet, inventory, spellbook, talent, spellbook, keyring, all of that. And then obviously things like quest log, world map. Well, obviously you want to have some of these ones that you're going to open regularly, just flat out key bound, because you don't want to keep going up here to get to your inventory. So I have currently got it bound, but it's actually going to be somewhere so I can open my bag like that. but it's actually somewhere where I don't want it at the moment, and it will move. But then you've got 2 extra buttons up here. So obviously this one up here I have as escape, which does open the menu, and then the top one up here on this thumb is just for my map. Now, the thing is with these 3 add-ons in particular that we've spoke about, they interact together really nicely. So if I open the map, for example, you can see, so just in case you don't know what Rested XP is, I'm not going to bang on about it the whole video, but this is Rested XP here, where it's telling you all the steps that you need to do. So it just guides you around the fastest way from level 1 to 80 when Wrath of the Lich King comes out, but currently level 1 to 70. And then this arrow up here where it says step 46, you obviously just follow that around and that's it. But using these 3 add-ons together, when you open the map, you can see it shows you where each step is, and using the D-pad, you can just quickly switch between all of the steps that are on the map. And quite honestly, outside of being able to very quickly get onto Steam and things like that, and being able to just manually change absolutely everything, it's just an absolute beast. And quite honestly, it feels just as good to play on this as it does with a mouse and keyboard. There's very little issues that I've found. The only one thing that I don't like is chatting, and you'll see when someone messaged me earlier, it took so long to reply just such a basic message. That if you did intend on getting one of these, I would recommend just getting something like this, just a little, really small Bluetooth keyboard that if so, you can just have sat next to you wherever you are, and if someone messages you, you can very quickly just reply on the keyboard. That'll make a big difference. But now some of the things that immersion does. So immersion basically makes everything a bit more RPG-like, where like when you're going to accept a quest reward, for example, everything goes like blacks out in the background, and then you get to select between the 2 items or the 4 items or whatever you're going to take. It just looks really clean. And it's the same where if you was to be talking to an NPC that's going to give you a quest, if you don't have it where it's instant quest text and auto-accept quests, it will be a little bit more storytelling like when you're actually accepting the quest, but I'm not bothered about that. The key things that you want to have on to really make this work is a good interact button. So by this, when you walk up to a mob to loot, for example, I have it as left trigger and A. And then as long as you just angle your character facing the mob and then you press the bind to interact, it'll loot it, auto-loot everything with no issues whatsoever. And the same when you go to accept a quest. As long as you just walk up to the quest giver, hold left trigger and A, which is what I've got mine set as, it takes the quests no problem. There's no need to start using the track pads, for example, on here to then start moving around an actual mouse, because you just don't need to. In fact, I've come across very, very little reason to ever use the actual mouse using these trackpads. But if you did need to use it, it is very easy to use an actual mouse trackpad than it would be moving around like an analog stick to control a mouse. So it still is very, very easy in comparison to if you was playing on something like an Xbox controller where you haven't got the option of this trackpad. And now, why have I got it? It's really hot in here, sorry. Literally burning up. I need to hurry up and get this recorded and get these doors open. But why have I got it? So I plan on using it for one specific character, actually, and it's going to be a hunter. So during the pre-patch, during Wrath itself, when I'm not sat at the computer, I'm going to level one character on there that I pretty much never log on to. So I never log on to it on my main sort of PCs or even the laptop or the Mac. I literally will only ever use it on here. That way it's not going to mess up the keybinds or anything. You know, it's going to be good, and I'm just going to be used to using the Steam Deck for that character. And it's going to be a skinning and leather worker. But whenever I'm not at the PC, maybe I'm out, maybe I'm sat in the car waiting for the missus to go shopping, you know, I'll have that and I can do a bit of leveling. So it's not going to be something that I level particularly quick, but it will be fun. And it will be if I'm laid in bed, for example, which, let's face it, when the pre-patch starts, I don't think any of us are going to be sleeping. But if I do happen to lay in bed just for 5 minutes, then I'll use that to do a little bit on the hunter that I'm talking about, because it will be a great way just to go around grinding for levers, for example. So if you're interested, I am going to be sort of playing about with it a little bit on stream tonight over on twitch.tv/Scottejaye87. I'm also going to be doing a lot of setting up later in regards to setting up both PCs to be able to level 2 characters at once in the pre-patch. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you stop by and say hello. If you haven't already got Rested XP, just buy it, because when the pre-patch comes and you want to level on fresh or anything like that, or even from 70 to 80, there is no quicker way. So you might as well just get it. Supports the channel and gives you a really, really good product. So use my link. Be sure to like and subscribe and roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes. Everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos because you get a nice icon next to your name. And you get access to members-only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.